Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. After a long 3-day weekend here in the United States, markets were closed, and Memorial Day yesterday. Guess it was a little rainy on the East Coast. We had a nice time out here on the West Coast, but a little rainy. Spent a lot of time on Spaces yesterday. Pretty productive day on Spaces, but yeah, let me just go check, make sure everyone can hear me over on X out here on the West Coast, but yeah, looks rainy. Like people can hear me there, so that's good. Let me drop a little GM for good morning in the chat. So welcome everyone, whether you're listening on YouTube or X or Rumble. I was going to try and stream today on TikTok, but just too busy over the weekend. And anyway, whether you're joining us live or listening to recording, glad you could be here. Let's kind of jump into it. The markets didn't open. Markets have been open now for 8 minutes. They didn't open quite as good as they looked like they were going to. The NASDAQ was signaling a little higher, but still, nonetheless, it opened up. It opened up at 0.79% to the positive. And looks like the Dow is 0.28 and the S&P is about 0.58. The dang nose always starts itching me when I jump on this. Probably just anyway, look like a cokehead here. Anyway, yeah, so that's not bad, all things considered. Let's look at crypto. We'll talk about the news and some of the things that happened, Iran and whatnot. Let's look at Bitcoin first. Bitcoin's sitting at 76,840, so down 0.5% since yesterday. Pretty even for the week, but if we look at just since the markets opened, we dropped even lower and we're coming back a little. Sometimes it takes the markets a little time to kind of settle, to be honest with you, but officially just under 77, working to regain that 77, it looks like on the hourly, and down officially 1 or 0.5 point for the day. Ethereum sitting at 2,144, even for the day, for the 24-hour. We have, take a look at XRP. Hey, GM, Coachmaster. Good friend from X coming at me from YouTube. That I think is great. I think it helps the algorithm because I've only got like a little over 100 followers on YouTube. Love to be able to reach out to some new people in this next little while, so they can get caught up every morning, find out what's happening, what happened when they were sleeping, and in about 20-30 minutes find out what's going on. So good to see you, Coachmaster. Hope you had a nice holiday, Memorial Day weekend with your family. But anyway, XRP $1.35.1, down 0.4 for the day, and Solana 84.97. It's down the most on the daily, 0.9%. So that is what it is. But when we look at some of the news, we have this. Oh, hey, Mr. Heine, happy Taco Tuesday to you, man. When I was building my alert for my space last night for the GM Bitcoin morning show coming up here in 20 minutes on X, I actually put Monday. I almost sent it out as Monday. So, yeah, it felt weird to me. Yesterday felt like a Saturday. I know it felt like a Sunday. I don't even know what to think today. But, yeah, I probably will have to. There's a barbecue place here that has really good Taco Tuesday. They're they get you brisket. I think probably brisket, pork, and chicken, slow roasted, smoked meat. So I'll probably hit my Taco Tuesday over there. But anyway, good to see you. Busy weekend. That's, of course, Mr. Heine from the Heine as well, coming to me from YouTube, which I appreciate it. I know that's helping us get out to more folks out on YouTube. But the Heine community runs a X Spaces every morning at 6:30 Eastern time for about an hour. Then they jump over. Another great community that's really supportive. The Trash Cat community for about a half an hour of their show. And then we, of course, jump into our good friend DigiJoint, who's been running the longest running X Space that I know of and those are all 7 days a week. So I had a lot of fun with a lot of those people yesterday. We're pretty much on Spaces all day yesterday. So we ran into this coin. Um, I'll show it to you. Unkita, it's called, and it's basically he's a great content creator. Has been there for years. Has a lot of big followers. This Unkita, but talked about it last week on my GM Bitcoin morning show. It was a 3,000 market cap. It went all the way up. This doesn't show very good on Deck Screener, but it went all the way up to like 235,000, and now it kept pumping. Of course, people wake up today who bought it, it's a 65x, and they're like, oh crap. So we have some people dumping, panic buying or panic dumping, getting their money out, and now it's kind of starting to go back up, which is to be expected. Hey, and speaking of that show, that is run by Scott, who is here as well, coming from YouTube. So yeah, that's cool. You guys are joining me from YouTube. I definitely think it helps, especially as we make comments and interaction and stuff. But these are some great communities to join, and we're all kind of supporting, showing for a guy. Green Man Reports is the ex guy behind it, and anyway, you can check out this Unkita. It's kind of a meme about the Unk meme that's real prevalent on TikTok, and then of course Nikita Bear, who is the kind of who Elon's put in front on X, and he's kind of ruining the algorithm and doing some funny moves out there. Anyway, we're making fun of him, but yeah, glad everyone could join me. We basically, have, so what we have is we had basically a big delegation over the weekend of a lot of powerhouses, including like the head of the banking committee in Iran, all headed over to, I think, must have been Qatar. Because I hadn't heard of this city. Anyway, to do negotiations, it was kind of almost like it was a done deal. Hey, we're doing it. It's happening, right? And then in the end, it basically didn't happen. Well, we don't know. We don't know what happened or didn't happen. But yesterday, the U.S. And maybe even Israel struck some boats that they say were landing mines, and maybe even a couple of missile positions that they felt too close for comfort there. Yeah, Scott, absolutely great opportunity on Unkita. Yeah, it's early, right? It's early. Of course, like I say, it went up 55 to 65x from where we talked about it. So anyone who bought it, and then it kind of peaked out yesterday because it was rainy, I think, on the East Coast. We were on Spaces all day for like 12 hours on different spaces talking about it. And a lot of people came in. But look, these things are, it's to be expected. They're up and down. You got to build that base. People had come in when it launched a month or two ago and got it cheap and kind of pumped and dumped. But now we're just trying to get the right people in there. He has some great memes. I can pull him up. You can of course look at Unkita, but also look here at Green Man Report. It's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with it. I should have probably had this teed up, but yeah, it's been a crazy morning. Let's look. Let's search for our guy here. Let's look for a green. There it is, Green Man Reports. Also, you can look at his Unkita, but he's been making great content, like really good original content out here. He kind of makes fun of stuff, making fun of Unkita. He plays some songs. He's got, this one I thought was really, he's just got some great content, right? This is him just dancing. But he makes really good content. It's all original. I'll just real quick. This was cool how just showing, what him singing, and then when he has the AI, doesn't do too much AI. His is pretty much just green screen. Of course, like he says, since he's green, he has to have a blue screen. Like I've got a green screen behind me, and it takes out everything, right? Takes out your background. But, you can see my lighting in here sucks and stuff. I mean, up there. I just thought this was fun of stuff, and so the Unkita, Yeah, I think it's still a good opportunity. I think this has potential to go much higher, and I just been buying, supporting, spreading the word on a good content creator. One of his followers is Billy, who was the founder of Doge, who has uh, you know millions of people following him, and he's a good friends with Elon. So anyway, yeah, good. That's our deal with our guy. But anyway, back to the news. So basically, we seem to be holding the ceasefire, and everything seems to be holding. Despite that, other than we'll show you, Iran came out and said that it's a clear violation of the ceasefire. And now there's even something I'll show you. They're saying they want. You know what? I must have accidentally clicked out of a few screens here. Sorry, let's see if they got out of order. If I just, Anyway, I pulled the screen down, but basically, to recap everything, big delegation over in Qatar talking about it. The market was trying to price it in. Everyone's talking like very possible to get a peace deal this time. Then they bombed some ships. They said it's a clear violation. Now they want $12 billion. To get back to the table, whatever. We'll see what happens. Trump posted a missile under a ship with something like, "Thank you for your attention to this matter." But Trump's not going to mess around. We'll see what happens. Bottom line, I'm checking the market. Obviously, a peace deal would be great. It would bring oil down. That's a big catalyst for the market to boom, us to get back, on our way up with Bitcoin and crypto. We've got the Clarity Act out there coming. So a lot of stuff happened in the next, let's just say 4 to 6 weeks. But Strategy, they didn't buy this week. Instead, they retired some of their debt. Instead of buying Bitcoin, they purchased $1.5 billion in convertible notes at an 8% discount. I don't think these were going to come into maturity till like 2030 or something like that. So what happened is they were able to pay them off at an 8% discount. The people got paid on whatever their interest was during that time frame. Took a little bit of a discount, but they got their money back. And I think they figure they'll probably roll that money back into STRC or something. Basically, it's restructuring their debt, cleaning up their balance sheet. So I think it's a great thing. Okay. So that's what happened with Strategy. Now, on the other hand, kind of becoming the mini Strategy over here is Strive, who is Vivek Ramaswamy's company. Their copy and Sailor, they also have a preferred note. They're also traded on the NASDAQ, and they've got a preferred note, I think, that pays 13.5%, and it pays daily. STRC, Michael Saylor, MicroStrategies, they pay monthly, and they're voting to pay twice a month, every 2 weeks. But Vivek Striver, they pay every day. So I think you can earn 12.5% or 13.5% on their preferred, and you can also buy their coins, because here's the idea. If, like, say, MicroStrategies, if you buy MSTR, you just own the equity, right? But and if you buy STRC, you get 11.5%. But the difference between that 11.5% and what their actual return is, which could be 30, 40% a year, that equity goes into is taken and realized by the MSTR holders. So for me personally, I'm more prone to buy the MSTR. However, if you need fixed income, or you want to pay for stuff, or you have some, you need money for business or whatever, that fixed income is actually good as well. Hey, GM, what is it? Vas Concello, FTB. Good morning, man. Welcome. Glad you could join us. I'm loving to see all these people over on, so I have a lot more people join over, obviously, on X. I've been there, got 38,000 followers. So most of my followers are over there, and a lot of these people on YouTube have followed me over from X and are supporting me over there. So appreciate that. But Anyway, we'll check. We'll look some more news and jump back. I got here 8 minutes late today, so I apologize for that. Just been a crazy morning. We've been seeing this. We use Kalshi and Poly markets a lot, but some people are calling it gambling. 2 states have. It's generally illegal. It's generally legal here in the United States. 2 states have called it. 2 states have called it illegal, and they've kind of blocked them. The CFTC's come back and said that it's not gambling, but it kind of is. But right now, several countries. I think this is about the 3rd country. Spain is now blocking both of them after declaring them an unlicensed betting product. So obviously betting and gaming is highly regulated and not even available everywhere. So anyway, that's ongoing. We, of course, use them here. I haven't made any bets. I don't use it. But because it's money and it's smart money, very useful as to help us know different events. Robinhood officially received regulatory approval in Canada to acquire WonderFi, a deal valued $180 million US. Now, Canada, even though we're right here next to US and whatnot, very screwy with their financial regulations. Like, very hard to get in there, very messed up. Oh, Fab. Okay, that's who it is. Fab. I can't read couldn't read your name, Vascello. But Fab, yeah, great. My buddy from Strong, one of the leaders in the Heine community that I tell you I do a lot with, and the Heine coin community. And Fab is down in Rio de Janeiro, I believe, Brazil. So cool, man. We got an international audience. And yeah, thanks again for jumping on the YouTube stream, because we already have a lot of people over on the X stream. Appreciate them as well. But I do believe this helps a lot, because not only do we have people watching it live, but we also have interaction. And I don't know. I then actually have to re-upload it for the recording, so I don't know how that works. But I know it gets more people. I know it boosts the algorithm at a minimum. Oh, that's his Brazilian name. Yeah, sorry, no habla. So, man, I tell you, I always heard that Portuguese and Spanish were a lot alike. When I went to Portugal, I didn't understand anything they said to me, even good morning, nothing. So, but luckily, if they didn't speak English, they can for the most part understand Spanish. So, between English and my broken Spanish, I was able to communicate. Wonderful place, by the way. Haven't been to Brazil, man, but I've been looking to it. Or later today, we have the space, which I'll show you on CoinZoom, got listed, of course, on Bitmart, and they're doing a space with Ben. Fab, you may be interested to know, Ben lived down in Brazil for a couple of years, so he probably speaks pretty decent Portuguese. So yeah, Ben, he's a young guy, early 30s, but not married yet or anything, but cool guy. Look forward to seeing everyone over there. It's coming up at noon Eastern time, and Scott's been out there, man, all weekend. Yesterday, he was on Spaces from about 12 plus hours. I know that, talking about Unkita and CoinZoom and just hanging out with everyone out there. But so anyway, shout out to Robinhood. This will give them an easier way to get more customers there, and not have to jump through the regulatory. Bitmine, BMNR, of course, Tom Lee's company that owns all the Ethereum's down about $8 billion right now. They're going to join the Russell 1000, which will help. When you join these indexes, then anyone who holds those indexes are mandated to buy that, right? We're still waiting for Saylor and MSTR to get on the S&P 500, though he is on the NASDAQ 500, I think. But anyway, waiting for him. He's on a couple of these, but that helps. That helps because it's almost like mandatory buying. So, yeah, this was interesting yesterday. We've been hearing more and more about NFTs coming back. Yesterday, and Scott, I think you were on this space. So 2 times. First off, during the day, our buddy Alchemist guy I've known for like 6 years out here on the space, kind of controversial morning show host, very entertaining. He's a comedian. Gets in a lot of back and forth with people, but great guy, really, when you get to know him, and been running a morning space for a long time. He was running a space about Bored Apes. Gary V jumped on and talked to him for quite a while. And then late last night, like midnight Eastern time, he jumped on with Dr. Roboto, another good friend. In fact, I talked about Dr. Roboto. I talked about this Ankita token. He had a space on Saturday. I was mowing the lawn, went down, grabbed a burger at the local one-off, Greasy Spoon burger place. And I was sitting there and I jumped on his space. We were talking meme coins and stuff. And I told him about Ankita. He bought some. And then that was when it was at 7,000 or 8,000 market cap. So went up about 50x for him as well yesterday. But anyway, good dude out there. He's actually a programmer, a dev, but anyway, Dr. Roboto had him on last night and he was dropping some I think a few people he followed him and dropped V Friends version 2. So Gary Vaynerchuk has 3 million followers. And he's even bigger over on TikTok and whatnot. So for him to be coming around is bullish. Shows me that he's looking to make a mark with his V friends and NFTs, and he's all over the place. But he hasn't been here for a while. Twice with 2 of my good friends yesterday. And Scott, I know you were a speaker on that stage. So it's good, man. I think that's bullish. Man, I got to talk fast. Running out of time here. Sorry, I was a little late. Kalshi's saying, people are betting we could drop as low as 55,000. And yes, we could. I would bet against that, to be honest with you. Bitcoin ETFs bled 1.3 billion. Is what it is. For us to still be around 77,000, I'll take it. China's reported they're not letting their top AI guys travel per Bloomberg. Guys from Alibaba, DeepSeek, they're not letting them leave the country, man. They don't want them to defect, maybe get kidnapped. I don't know. Nick Belgich, who I assume is a House of Representatives guys, he's calling for a 5% of all Bitcoin for a strategic reserve. Damn, wouldn't that pump our bags? Now Iran wants 12 billion to resume talks, whatever. The market still shows that it wasn't too bad, and that hasn't seemed to break the ceasefire. Last thing here, BitGet launched a 1-to-1 RWA tokenized NASDAQ NS stock exchange. We've got Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire says literally every financial institution in the world now has an explicit mandate to implement digital assets in some form. So let's just take one last look at Bitcoin here. 77,221. So yeah, up one. We see I had a nice rebound since the market opened. Guys, feel free to join me over in the GM Bitcoin morning space. Otherwise, have a great day. Feels like a weird week. It's a short one. We'll be here tomorrow, and feel free to join me on